If you're building your ABA company and you're tired of guessing, this is for you. We built the BCBA blueprint to give you real structure, systems, and support without the fluff. Details are in the description. Welcome everyone to another live stream with the ABA Impact team. Today we have Armani Lanier with us, and Armani is a member of the team over at Relias, and Relias is actually pretty huge company. They have a few thousand employees, and they cover the compliance, growth, and they're focused on the training for healthcare companies all over the healthcare market space. Armani has had a pretty deep focus on the ABA businesses specifically. So he really understands a lot of the struggles and the challenges and how they can align some of the solutions at Relias to help you get past those things. To introduce our friend Armani, thank you for coming today, and I look forward to learning something.
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I just wanted to start out here and thank you guys for letting me come on here and share some information. I know I'm going to have a lot of good things to share with you guys. I will be able to put some things in the chat. Feel free to put any questions in there and I'll be able to address those maybe at the end. I'm also going to send out a couple of links to things, but yeah, feel free to put some questions in the chat and be able to answer those a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Going through this. As I'm going back here, give me 1 second. Perfect. To explain Relias in a nutshell is we're one of those organizations that really take pride in delivering expert care throughout the whole healthcare spectrum. Now, as we're going through this, we're one of those national leaders in training and compliance solutions for that. Those healthcare and human services. What we really do is we really are looking for being trusted by those healthcare providers, especially those ABA agencies across the country. But what I really wanted to get into as we're looking at some of these things is basically we want to decrease the kind of staff turnover. We want to make sure that onboarding time is reduced, and we want to make sure that we are saving you by saving money on those administration kind of tasks there. But I know what everybody's really looking forward to is seeing what those challenges are in that ABA space. And I am looking forward to addressing that as we're going through here. And I'm hearing these challenges every single day from newer ABA organizations or those who are really scaling quickly. It's just having those inconsistent or delayed onboarding just for those RBTs, as well as the manual tracking of that compliance and making sure we're taking care of those supervision hours. And then having a kind of a centralized kind of training platform or training for all of our employees. So that's including our RBTs, ABAs, administration, kind of anybody throughout the organization, basically just offering that training. Also being able to provide that compliance is another huge thing as well for any type of audits that you are facing, maybe year over year or whenever those problems do arise. Now, basically how Relias can really help that is by offering kind of a training platform for your organizations as well. So being able to centralize all of that training on a platform that you can monitor and pull reports on is something that's very huge for ABA organizations, and especially offering courses for all of your employees. So those RBTs, BCBAs, even offering kind of those CEUs for all of those licenses that you do have. Most importantly, we do offer that annual or state or federally mandated training, which would be that HIPAA, that DEI, even ethics training. All of those kind of trainings is something that Relias can provide to the organization. Now, not only do we offer all of these trainings, we're one of the only organizations that does offer that on a mobile app. So not only do we offer that on the mobile app, we do all of our training in-house. So it's not just text. It's not just something that's very non-engaging. This is something that we are refreshing and updating as it's coming up. But as we're making that in-house, this will encompass video, pictures, audio, and even including that text. So it's very engaging type of content. Another process as well that Relias can help with is that compliance and automation. Being able to automate those courses based on department, job title, location. It can be anything that you can group these courses out to and push that out to your employees. You're able to track these completions, generate reports, and make sure that you're very audit ready when it does arise. And then we also do support for growth. I know that in the Facebook group, there's a lot of organizations that are just starting out or scaling quick, that Relias is here to support that growth as well. Even if you're a small practice or a larger kind of provider as well, we'll always be able to support that growth as well. Also, what we love to do at Relias is be able to delegate workload or reduce admin workload is a big thing for us, and improve that retention by supporting that growth as well. Now, these are some fact sheets that I've added through here. I will be sending this out to everybody, so you'll have the link for some of these. But as we go here, this is ABA organizations are a big kind of customer face for us. I know we have thousands of ABA organizations that are under us at Relias. These are some of the things that we specialize in. So we're able to offer assessments, product progress evaluations, professionalism, ethics, crisis management, cultural competency, teaching procedures, and managing staff as well. Now, as we're looking at this, some of the solutions that Relias offers as well is that 40-hour RBT training. To get that RBT license, you would need that 40-hour training. We will be able to offer that at Relias starting in 2026. Then RBTs will need 12 hours of CEs every 2 years. We'll be able to offer that course training as well. I'll give you guys more information on that so you guys can take a look, but that is coming up for those 2026 RBT changes. We were previously talking about our libraries, the content that we have. This would all be in our ABA Advanced Practitioner library. That would all of your library that you guys would need to have courses for RBT, BCBAs, even administration staff, all in that library. As we're scrolling through this, I wanted to give a chance for everybody to request more information if you need it as well. I'll obviously be able to send out information, but to request a demo from Relias, get you some pricing numbers, and being able to really dig in and get into the weeds of how Relias can really benefit your organization is being able to request a demo here. So I'll make sure I'll send that out as far as a link to that. All I would ask is just put in the contact us message, or just put strengthen ABA teams with Relias and then put my name as well, just so they know directly where to send you, because we do separate departments based on staff size as well as location. So that's how they would divvy that up. But as far as that is it.
There's a few things I didn't know, which was the cultural training and stuff. Would you mind going back to the slide that kind of shows all of the ABA related services that you guys provide? So we know we have the RBT training, so that's covered. And then the mobile friendly micro learning, the Pro on the Go module. Tell us a little bit more about that, what you guys are doing, who that is really useful to.
Yeah, so absolutely. So the Pro on the Go modules, these are something new for Relias. This is something that we just dropped, and we find that organizations are really loving this. So I like to give a very good example for these is Pro on the Go modules are a 10-minute refresher course that you can take. So instead of taking the 45-minute original course, you can take the Pro on the Go module, which is just a 10-minute refresher instead of going through that 45 or 50-minute course. So let's say that your lawnmower breaks. You're not going to go back to the manual and read through it. You're going to go on YouTube and see how to fix it. So that's how our Pro on the Go modules are really helping organizations there.
The bite-sized training where it's digestible, where you can just do a few minutes on a topic and absorb it, where you're not just getting flooded. We did the security awareness training on the cybersecurity side for the liability insurance and stuff in a similar way, where you're constantly getting drip fed little tidbits, continue to sharpen your knife and stay in the study. And that style of training will, number one, keeps them in learning mode, having that always learning, always getting better culture. Like that is definitely an advancement of your company culture. And also those new tactics, those new things that are coming out, staying on the cutting edge. And then the ABA Advanced Practitioner Library. So I know you've got CEUs and stuff in there. What does that look like from owner standpoint, how they can use that and apply it to their team?
Yeah, so that ABA practitioner library, that's going to really help with those technicians, supervisors, learning new skills. And basically, what we also want to do is make sure that you can keep up with those CEUs. So basically, on our platform, you're able to, as you're taking this library, you'll be able to input your certification or license, and you'll be taking specific courses in that library to keep up with that certification or license that you have. So not only can you stay compliant with your license, there are also kind of other courses in there that just may help you with your day to day. What I might be able to do is I might be able to share with you guys a course list that we have and show you some of the courses that we do offer. There are a good amount of them, but I might be able to share that with us kind of in that comment section just so you can see the breadth and depth of kind of Relias and especially the library.
That's awesome. And then the fourth block here, the ABA Family and Caregiver Library. Go into that a little bit too.
Yeah, so absolutely. So that family and caregiver library is something that comes with is basically just our free content and just helps with enhancing our intervention kind of outcomes. Now, this is our newer library that we have, but it's just to really help with those family members and caregivers to assist with anything that may come up. So I'll be able to send some more information on that as well, digging into that.
All right. So in the context of an ABA owner, got a small team, I want to make sure I'm keeping up with CEUs and just check all these boxes. And I want to circle back specifically to the ABA Family and Caregiver Library, because I think that if it's
Sure.
positioned right, would be a great value to ABA owners. But what is the pricing structure? What is the cost of all this to get all four of those things? And then what includes the Family and Caregiver Library?
Yeah, we base our pricing based on the number of employees. So it really depends on the employees and the number of libraries that you get. So let's say that you are taking on new RBTs and you want to offer them that new training that you have. So that would be our RBT series library that you would be getting. And then let's say that you want to add the advanced practitioner library. Those would be different costs for different things. So they'll be different for different organizations. So you could be hiring RBTs who are already licensed. So you would only need the advanced practitioner library.
Sure.
Or if you were hiring new RBTs, you would get both these libraries as well. So it really just depends on the type of libraries that you get and based on your employee size as well.
So with either of those, the family library comes with it.
That comes free with that. That is
All right.
correct.
And the Pro on the Go modules, does that come with the RBT series or what is that connected to?
So our Pro on the Go modules are just a small section of every single library that we offer. Those Pro on the Go's you're going to get for free. Kind of that's already going to be in there for the RBT series and the Advanced Practitioner Library. So those will be
All right.
included in those.
So are you able to go over the pricing just for the RBT stuff and then the Advanced Practitioner Library? Just like give some examples for a price range.
Yes, so we would need kind of employee numbers or kind of location to give any type of numbers for that.
So let's just say 10 employees
Sure.
in Georgia, something like that. So just as an example.
Sure. So if I give you the example here, and it really just depends on because we have monthly options, we can pay annual, there's a lot of different options there.
Sure.
But usually that per user count would be anything from probably 75 per user annually to about 200 annually. It really just depends because we offer discounts based on employee size as well. Let's say that you're over 5 or over 15, we offer tiers for any type of employee. So there are discounts for those, but I would say per user count would be anywhere from 75 to about 200.
And then is the Advanced Practitioner Library about the same?
That is correct. Yes.
All right.
So
like what you're looking at here from an ABA owner standpoint is a nominal investment to cover your training from start to finish, and not just cover like what's required in your training, but also promoting your company culture of that learning and constant learning and growth and evolution. And not just that, but what really gets me excited about the offer is the family and caregiver library. So If I have 3 users on the registered behavior technician series and say just myself as a BCBA on the advanced practitioner library, I would get access for all of our families on the family and caregiver library.
Yes, you would. So you would have all that free content available to you with that, as long as you purchase that ABA practitioner library. That's where
See,
you get
this
that
is
free content come from.
and this is something we've been working on a lot in the Odyssey is honing your waitlist management skills, like your waitlist management program, making sure that you're taking care of the people who are on your waitlist. Number one, helping them while they wait for the services they really need. And
Yep.
number two, keeping them on your waitlist, encouraging them to be patient until a spot opens at your clinic or in your in-home services, instead of just going to the first company who opens up, the first spot that becomes available, right? A resource like the ABA Family and Caregiver Library, I think, is an extremely valuable tool for the positioning there. We're going to give you access to our portal as long as you're on our wait list. Let us know what's going on there, where you're giving them value and you're providing them something that is going to help them while they're on the wait list. And it's a tool that you're going to encourage them to use and start logging into that sub portal. So what does that look like as far as getting them access to? So if Sally Smith submits her information and starts her intake process for her son Timmy, and Timmy is now going to be on the wait list for 3 months, 6 months, maybe a year in some cases. So how do we get mom into the portal, and what does that kind of operation look like as far as integrating it into the intake process?
Yeah, so that wouldn't be a problem. That's more of our, we call that our implementation kind of process. So that would basically entail, as we're setting up your site. So after you purchase these libraries, you will have our implementation team set up your site, and then we'll ask you these things as to basically getting everything set up for you. So not only would they be able to set up that sub portal, get everybody in there at that time, they'll be able to implement that then. So everybody should get a username, password, kind of log in there to access that type of information.
I mean, this is one of those things where, having that as an add-on and having that as a benefit to the people that are on your wait list is,
Yeah.
it's going to, just being on the wait list for your ABA services is going to benefit them. This is a free thing that's not going to cost you any money as far as getting them into these resources. It's just going to be a few minutes of sending them an invitation. They get an email, they set up their username and password, and poof, they get access. Now, when they're no longer on your wait list, if they leave, then they would no longer have access to this. So this is a good
That's
kind of
correct.
retention thing to keep them engaged and to make sure that they're watching for your emails, that they're paying attention when you send them a follow-up message or you're doing those check-ins. So this is something we've been really focusing on in the EBCBA Odyssey, where we're going through and saying, like, how can we keep them patient? How can we give them support? How can we keep them on our wait list instead of just taking off and heading to the first open spot they see? So I think there's really good value in that, just the library for the caregivers, and
Absolutely.
there's the obvious value of the 40-hour training and the CEUs for your advanced practitioners. So other than the training, I know that you guys step a little bit outside of those boundaries into the compliance stuff, audit readiness. That's a big part of our effort as well, to make sure that everybody's ready for audits every day. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that compliance tool, just like we were talking about before, we want to be a one-stop shop for all organizations. So being able to not only take your courses, but to also have your policies and procedures uploaded to our compliance or regulation management kind of side is what we call it. So not only are you able to upload policies, procedures, sales handbooks, you are also able to make any type of attestations for your employees there. So any type of registered courses that you have for them on our learner side, they're also able to see what attestations they need to be, that are needed to be made from any type of sales handbooks that you push out to them. So just getting them audit ready and saying, I have read every single page of this policy or this procedure or this kind of sales handbook, to show that they've attested to all those things, and pulling reports on who's attested to what policy at what time of what version is very important as well to stay audit ready. But most importantly, in our compliance side, you're able to edit these policies or procedures because we have Microsoft Word embedded into these. So you do get that version control of seeing what versions you have and being able to correct and update those regulations as you go.
Yeah, and that's an awesome tool as far as the document control administration and making sure that you have your acknowledgments in place. And a lot of owners start off by purchasing policy packages or SOP packages from different places. And that has its own problems with not really applying to their specific payers, their state, or their employee team size. There's all kinds of problems with that. But then the next step after that is, number one, how often are these policies being reviewed? Does your policy actually jive with the reality of how you're doing things? And if it does, what is your evidence of that? Because you have to show evidence. And then as you're reviewing these policies and creating new ones or new versions, how do you prove that your employees actually know about it? So there's a lot of different ways to do that. Like we have a platform for GRC that does that. You can obviously get it through somebody like Relias, which would be extremely useful, especially if they're already handling your training. Or you can go down the rabbit hole and build some of this stuff out yourself in SharePoint. Again, this is one of those things where, you know, the value of your time when you're spending time as an owner building this stuff out and creating it from scratch, combined with a good document control system like a Relias. And I'd like to invite you back, Armani, to do a demo of that system. I really love to see that because that's a huge value.
Absolutely.
Anytime where you can just remove a big task, a big project from your plate, like the 40-hour RBT training, you can always augment this training with your own angle, right? Like we have a lot of people that want to build their own 40-hour training program and educate their RBTs themselves in their style. And that's good. That's fine. You should have your own training to match up with your mission and your vision and exactly how your company does things. And you should be starting your cultural establishment there. But there's no point in building a whole 40-hour program to check the compliance and licensing box when they already exist. And something like $75 a year per employee, that's an easy call from a time-saving standpoint. The same thing with the CEUs.
Just to add a couple of things, you hit it on a lot of good things that Relias offers. Going back to that compliance side to make sure that your employees are retaining the information that are coming from the policies and procedures and even in the sales handbooks, they get email notifications of something that we call brain sparks. So this will ask them frequent questions that come out through the policies or procedures to make sure that they are retaining the information. So the next time that they have to attest to the policy or procedure after there's an update, they will highlight that piece if they got the brain sparks question wrong. Just highlighting all that information to make sure they are retaining all of it. And then another piece to it on the platform, I would love to kind of show you guys, but you're able to add your own content on there as well. So not only can you take that Relias content, but any other courses that you have made previously that work for you, you're able to add that content by either uploading it or uploading it via a URL.
So you guys are a learning management system also, so they can put their own training up there. That's another huge value. So does that come with the RBT and advanced training, or that just comes with it, right?
That comes very standard. So as long as you're getting that platform, you're going to have that ability to add your own courses on there.
And then the policy management, that all comes with it too?
So that would be separate to get that compliance management. So we'll be able to go through that, but that regulation management is separate.
What does that look like cost-wise?
So for our, let's say it's 5 employees, you would probably be looking at something 600. And that's for the year, that's correct.
Yeah, compliance management systems cost 20 times that, people. So like they are expensive. Like ours for our company is what we spend over $10,000 a year on our compliance management system. There are some things that we have to do with it for other compliance standards beside HIPAA for our cybersecurity and all that stuff. But yeah, a compliance management system that does a lot of that stuff that Armani's talking about is a $10,000 annual investment, which is typically out of reach for a small ABA company. So unless you're independently wealthy and you like spending money, that's not attainable. But a $50 a month-ish investment is, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's what we'd like to do is just trying to streamline the whole process. We get that manually doing things, like you said, can be very tasking. And just once you get a taste of kind of being able to do everything digitally, it takes a lot off your plate and saves you that time from working weekends or missing birthdays or whatever it may be.
Compliance takes a lot of time up, and usually the tools to reduce that time are extremely expensive. So really cool. All right. Did you have anything else you want to talk about? Because I'll do an outro. We'll edit this part out, obviously. We can do a little outro, and then I want to talk to you afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. So I'm going to get those links ready. But yeah, go ahead. That would be fantastic. I have nothing else.
And we'll put the links in the comments or in the video description stuff too.
That'll be great. Let me go ahead and stop sharing here.
All right. That's really awesome, Armani. Once again, thank you for your time. We don't bring people on here to do product demos or talk about sales stuff unless it's something that is an obvious value, where we're here to provide resources to our ABA owners to help them move forward more quickly, more safely, more effectively. And it's all about the clinical outcomes. If you can remove this big giant part of your life with the training and the compliance stuff and reduce time there, it's going to give you more time to focus on finances and your clinical outcomes. Really a great value. I would encourage you all, book some time with Armani, learn about Relias, and all of the links that Armani's talked about on this call will be in the video description. So check those out. And again, reach out to the ABA Impact team if you guys have any questions for us. And we can, of course, connect you to Armani as well. So once again, thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
All right, everybody. We'll see you on the group. Thank you.
You're already doing the work, investing your time, your energy, and your vision. So let's make it count. Build something that works without breaking you. The eBCBA Blueprint is the way. Get started for free with our foundation course.